Hi guys, let's do a read really quick before I go swimming. I'm talking to my friend. She's crazy. She is very possessive of me, and if I talk to anybody, she starts freaking out. Ace of Swords in the reverse. No more fighting. It's good. Nobody wants to fight. And if you do, don't come to my house. Because I don't. It makes me feel icky inside. Five of Wands. Five of Wands would be you as a solo, like freshly, like basically, Five of Wands to me means half the people in the relationship doing the work. So with the Ace of Swords in the reverse, with the Five of Wands in the upright, I just feel like you're not fighting it anymore. You're like, you know what, babe, you know what, you're right. I have been doing all the work. You're not going to do much more than you do. And I am grateful for every moment that we shared. I'm grateful for what you were able to do. And I wish you the best. It's just not going to work for me anymore, Linda. Yeah, exactly. Ten of Swords in the reverse. You are such a sweetheart. Like, did you just hear that apology that I just said right there? Honestly, when you can get to that point in your life, you have become an emperor or an empress. When people basically do things to you that hurt the crap out of you, and you can stand back and just know that that's who they are and where they are in their life, that doesn't define them ultimately. That doesn't make it a personal situation towards you. I mean, everything's going to make us either feel good or bad. And you're just starting to just separate yourself from matters and events. And you're just like, it's not even, that's just where you were at that time in your life. And we can understand that. We can relate to that as humans because we've been there too. We've been there too. We've been there many times. I mean, thinking that we had it all fucking figured out and shit, and we were wrong. We made mistakes. We've hurt people. We're not perfect either, and you're just becoming quite the beautiful human being. I don't react when people mention you in the reverse. Actually, that's been coming up in the tarot world a lot this week, is that now whoever used to not speak up on your behalf, like, for me, it would have been like, well, basically what it's saying is that, like, whoever has been talking shit about you, basically, other people have looked into it now. They basically like, oh, Martha's a fucking bitch. Even, okay, I'll just use myself. And Tara's a fucking stupid bitch. So basically, if they were to look me up, they're going to find plenty of content on me. And what it's saying is that basically people have looked into you, and these people are offsets of people who don't like you, your enemies. And that what's happening is basically your enemies have been speaking about you so much that everybody at the table has actually researched you now and made you, for one, more popular. And all of the people that they're running their mouth about you to are actually some of your biggest fans. They don't know this. They don't realize that they're actually basically what it's even saying is that people want to be with you. All this person is doing is making you more popular by running their mouth about you. And it's saying that basically everybody can see that this person has been a shit show since the breakup. And now that they've actually had this opportunity to see both of you either together or apart, they can see that you're doing fine. And they are not. Explain that, bitch. While you always there fucking talking about how shitty of a person I am, then why do I look like I'm fucking doing just fine? See, that's the thing, that's what's happening, is that you no longer are actually verbalizing, hey, I'm fine, hey, you don't have to speak on your own behalf anymore. Now you're just like, you've taken your power back and you've distanced yourself, basically, and so you've given people that space and that time to actually examine things and even miss you. And they're probably not going to use that term, oh, I miss you, okay? You know, at work today, one of the girls was saying that her family says, oh, you know, your sister's coming into town. I said, oh, do they? I said, that's what mine says about me. Every time I come to town, I said they call each other and tell them I'm coming into town. And she was like, oh. She's like, well, we're mad at my sister because she just moved away out of nowhere. I actually did the exact same thing. I didn't move away out of nowhere. I was heavily addicted to drugs, and I was driven up here by the cops and placed in a 6-month inpatient. And then somebody mentioned, hey, I'm scared if you go back to town of what will happen to you. They said, I don't feel like you have the support that you need to continue on this recovery journey. And they just said, maybe you should think about staying. Would you be interested in maybe staying in this city? And I said, I'm sure, I don't give a fuck, I'll try anything twice. And I did. It's been almost 14 years. It has been 14 years. Isn't that crazy? So anyways, my family for many years accused me of running away from my problems for one, even though I obviously solved them. It was like I couldn't ever fulfill their list. I call these people that have more and more things for us to complete the list. The list doesn't end. The list it goes up and down, based off of your emotional stability and your physical skill level. The work ethic is large, and it's never ending. It's exhausting. It can kill most people. Most people wouldn't be able to do even a third of what you've done already, even for this person. And we're not even talking about what you've been through. I'm just telling you right now, like, you're like a real winner. And I want you to know that everything, for anybody that I'm talking to, was well worth it. Everything that we went through was well worth it, baby. Because we have been groomed now. We have been trained now. We have been sharpened. We have been smoothed down. We are grinded. We are shiny. And we are fucking ready. What are they? Weak, brittle, broken, rude. Still. You see, we knew these things about these people from the get-go. And nothing that these people have been doing to us did we ever fucking have anything to do with, and we knew that. We actually saw these people as wounded and in need of us. Even though they used us, and we allowed them to. Why wouldn't we? We thought they were actually going to do something with the time that we spent on them. Come to find out, no, we just found out we were a puppet. We were a pawn. You know what I mean? Some of us were even passed around, unfortunately, by our elders. And these are all facts, and there's a lot to wrap your mind around there. It's a lot to wrap your mind around, you know what I mean? When you're sitting there deeply thinking, like, why would people that were supposed to be watching over me treat me like that, talk to me like that, ignore me like that, disregard me like that? You've never been acknowledged. But baby, you know what? I acknowledge you. I actually acknowledge you from my fucking the deepest part of my heart. You know what's crazy is, I used to be a straight A, preppy little fucking two-faced, fucking snobby ass little fucking tea time serving little bitch. I never used drugs. I was a straight A student. I was heading for law school. I had no idea I was about to be a teen mom, an addict, CPS involved, and a felon. You could not have told me that was going to happen in high school. I was a bitch. I was the bully at school, and I treated a lot of people very poorly. And it wasn't until my sister died, and I was a freshman. Kinsey was a very simple woman. She just read books, and she never cared about how she looked. She was a true, beautiful angel. Super sweet. Super sweet. She's the Sweet Valley High girls. Sweet Valley High. But yes, that's Kinsey, and as you can see here, I'm evil as fuck. Just still pissed. I've been a bitch since I was born. Look at my brother. He's like, what the fuck kind of family I've been born into? And Tasha's like, life is great. My mom's like, I hate my fucking husband. And my dad's like, I love my family. Very weird situation here. But, you just know now that, babe, like, this is a blessing. Look at how much you know. Look at my fat arm. Look how much you know. What the fuck? Anyways, so, anyways, don't worry about it. Chunky's better. Anyways, just love yourself for who you are, babe. A lot of people are going to have their opinion about you, and, I'm just really proud of you. You got the sword down now. You're like, I empathize with you. I understand. I recognize what you're saying. For me personally, this is what I have to offer. If you're interested in taking that, what I'm going to tell you that you need to maybe possibly consider doing is going and seeing a counselor, because that's not even my field of specialty. You're like, just because I've been there for you this whole time doesn't mean I was actually certified. So, that's where you're at in your life. You're like, I'm releasing you so that I can actually have more time to enjoy my life. And that's why you're being blessed, is because you understand, you're setting boundaries, and you have respect for growth.